Hi, my name is Regan. I'm 41, and here's a snippet of Regan's random life. I grew up with childhood illness, which I self-healed from at 34. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that journey. I started getting sick around 7, which was the same year that my parents divorced. I was diagnosed by Children's Hospital Denver at age 9 with lupus. I don't know if you're familiar with lupus, but it's an autoimmune disease. And if you want to know how I self-healed from it, here's the first thing you have to understand. You have to forget everything that they've told you about autoimmune diseases. Western med calls autoimmune diseases mystery diseases for a reason. They don't actually fully understand how they operate. Great, there's the hot tub machine. I didn't just wake up one day sick. My illness started long before my diagnosis. The reason my body got sick was actually because it was trying to save me. First off, let's look at early environment. I grew up in a household that had inconsistent emotional safety. Sometimes people were warm, sometimes people were cold, sometimes they were downright diabolical. There was an imbalance of power. My voice didn't really matter. My feelings as a kid were minimized, or I was just completely gaslit. Therefore, my body learned to monitor others constantly. This is known as hypervigilance. So my body was monitoring others constantly instead of freely living within my own experience. My nervous system was in a constant state of fight or flight. This releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline daily, meaning my body was always ready to respond to danger because it felt like it was always in danger. I began storing stress in my body instead of releasing it. Will you guys please go play in the yard? In my household, I wasn't able to freely express my emotions, therefore there was no resolve to my emotions. No adult came and had conversations with me about how I was feeling and helped me process those emotions and or understand them. I grew up in a household that focused more on obedience than it did about emotional development. My baseline state became on guard. I became hyper responsible for other people's moods in order to protect my own safety. I worked hard to try and understand people to prevent them from harming me. Therefore, my sense of safety began rooting in my ability to understand another person instead of in my own personal power. This constant state of stress weakened my immune system. It disrupted regulation in my body. My system likely entered what we call a freeze state. A freeze state is to conserve energy. It lowers your energy output, slows down your metabolism. Yes, I was heavier then. Increases your pain sensitivity. This is what laid the foundation for chronic illness because my body was never able to return to a state of rest. It messed with my hormones. It made my immune system weak. By the time I was 7 years old, my body had been in survival mode so long that I literally did not know how to rest. That's when the illness showed up. Not because my body was failing me, but because my body was protecting me. If you ever have felt like your illness has roots in your childhood, you're not alone. Second concept you have to really get down is autoimmune disease is not your body turning on you. It's your body trying to protect you. A house divided against itself cannot stand. If you start your journey from the mindset that your body is against you, then you will be against your body and you will declare war on it because you believe it's already declared war on you. Sweetheart, your body is your first ally. Your body has been fighting for you from day one. No matter how many drugs you put in it, no matter how much chemo you put in it, no matter how much poison you put in it, your body is still fighting for you. I was on a cocktail of medication from 7 years old until I was 34. I did 3 years of chemotherapy, 2 years of dialysis. I had a kidney transplant. I've dealt with blood clots, seizure. The sac of fluid around my heart has become inflamed multiple times. It's not uncommon when I go through prolonged stress that I just get random tumors in my body. I have been diagnosed with and healed from osteoporosis, asthma, lupus, lupus anticoagulant, hypertension, high cholesterol. If I can heal from lupus after the doctors told my parents to make arrangements for my funeral, I think anybody can heal from lupus.